Hello and welcome back to Get Great at Maths. I'm here to help you pass your maths exam, so hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to look at keywords, key formulas and how to gain top marks. So let's get ready to get great at maths. This is a question on simultaneous equations and we're going to look at the key facts in the question. So we've got an equation x squared minus 2y equals 5. The second equation 4y plus z equals 7. We've got to write z in terms of x, and we've got to give your answer in its simplest form. This is worth 4 marks. Now this is a very tricky kind of question because you've got to give your answer z in terms of x. And normally when you solve simultaneous equations, you come down to find a value of x and then find a value of y. Whereas this one is z in terms of x, so it makes it slightly harder. The steps we need to follow to be able to do this are, first of all, we're going to label up the equations. Second, we're going to eliminate the y because that is the value it's not in terms of. So the question says z in terms of x, so we need to eliminate y. To do this, we need to rearrange an equation to find y. Then substitute this equation y into the other equation. Then we're going to simplify, which means rearrange to find z. Once we've done these 5 steps, then you will be able to get an answer z in terms of x. Press pause, have a go at doing the question, press play when you're ready to hear the answer. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you had a go at doing this question. It is tricky, so listen carefully as to how to do this question. So, first of all, we're going to label the equations 1 and 2. So the first equation in blue I've labelled 1, and the second equation in yellow I've labelled 2. I'm now going to rearrange equation 1 to find my y term. So I'm going to add 2y to both sides, and that will give me 1 mark. So I'm going to get rid of that minus 2y, and I'm going to add 2y to both sides. So this minus 2y I've got up here in the question, I'm going to add 2y to both sides, which gives me 5 plus the 2y. Now if we look carefully in the question, okay, I'm going to get the 2y on its own. So next I'm going to get rid of this plus 5, and the opposite to plus 5 is subtract 5, so I'm going to take 5 from both sides. Now up in the question up here, I've got a 4y. Now normally we would rearrange this to find y and substitute in, but because I actually want to find a 4y, and if I divide this equation here by 2, I'm going to get a fraction, which I'm then going to have to multiply by 4, which seems pointless, so I can just save some time and multiply every term in this expression here by 2 to give me a 4y here on the right hand side. X squared times by 2 is 2x squared. Minus 5 times 2 is minus 10, which gives me 2x squared minus 10y equals 4y, and this is my third equation for the second mark. Now this equation here, this 4y, is the same as what is up here in equation 2. So this is part 4. I'm going to substitute y into the other equation, but not just y in this case, I'm going to substitute the whole of 4y. So instead of writing 4y, I'm going to write 2x squared minus 10. So I'm substituting 3 into equation 2, so I get 2x squared minus 10, which was this equation here, which is the 4y. So this is my 4y up here, I've just substituted it in. The plus z stays put, and the equals 7 stays put as well. So they're just exactly the same, and that is my third mark. From here, I've got to rearrange to go z in terms of x. So I've got to rearrange this to find z. So what I need to do is eliminate the 2 things in purple or pink here on the left hand side. So 2x squared is a positive 2x squared, so I'm going to subtract 2x squared to get rid of the 2x squared. And the opposite to minus 10 is plus 10, so I'm going to add 10 to both sides. So z will be 17 because 10 plus 7 gives me 17. This is a plus 2x squared, so subtract it, take it to the other side, gives me minus 2x squared. This is 1 mark. Remember to write your answer on the dotted line to get your full and final answer and to get the full 4 marks. Give me a comment below and give me a thumbs up or a smiley face in the comments below if you got this correct. So well done, guys. The mark scheme on this question shows that z is equal to 17 minus 2x squared is worth 4 marks. You've got 3 marks, so B3 means 3 method marks for getting 17 minus 2x squared, for getting the z equals at the beginning. You get 3 marks for working out any of these parts in here. OE or is equivalent, so if you've done it in a different way, so I did it in a slightly different way to what the mark scheme is showing here. M2 is for 2 method marks, M1 is for 1 method mark, and this is how the mark scheme shows that you should lay your work out. So have a look through and make sure you understand what is going on. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below to let me know what you would like to see in my next video. See you next time!